Record heat wave in Japan. Restaurant food models melting under extreme conditions. When plastic food starts literally melting on restaurant windows, you know something unprecedented is happening to our planet. Japan is currently experiencing a catastrophic heat wave so intense that it's actually destroying the iconic food display models that have adorned restaurant storefronts for decades. We're talking about temperatures soaring beyond 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And this isn't just another hot summer story. But here's where it gets truly alarming. These aren't just numbers on a thermometer. Social media platforms, particularly X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, have been flooded with shocking images from across Japan showing what happens when extreme heat meets everyday city life. Foreign news outlets picked up these viral photos on August 5th, revealing a surreal scene that looks like something from a climate disaster movie. Picture this, a perfectly crafted ramen bowl model, complete with detailed noodles and toppings, slowly transforming into a grotesque puddle that appears to be spilling out of its display case. Matcha latte replicas are drooping like Salvador Dali's melting clocks, while food models that were once securely attached to plates are simply sliding off and hitting the pavement. Now, you might wonder why these models are so vulnerable to heat. Here's the technical breakdown that most people miss. These incredibly realistic food displays are typically manufactured using materials like polyvinyl chloride, PVC, various silicones, and specialized waxes. While these materials are perfect for creating lifelike textures and colors that can fool even the hungriest tourist, they have one critical weakness. They simply cannot withstand the kind of extreme temperatures Japan is currently enduring. And this is the part that should make everyone pay attention. Japan's meteorological agency has confirmed that July 2025 recorded the most extreme temperatures in the nation's modern weather tracking history. To put this in perspective, the average temperature for July measured a staggering 2.89 degrees Celsius above the baseline average, calculated from 1881 to 2020. This represents the highest average temperature recorded in 127 years, essentially since systematic weather observations began in 1898. But here's where it gets even more significant. Specific regions are breaking records that seemed impossible just years ago. Kyoto Prefecture, along with several other areas, witnessed temperatures climbing above 40 degrees Celsius on July 30th. This marked the first time in recorded history that these particular regions have experienced such extreme heat. The meteorological experts are painting a concerning picture for the immediate future. With the exception of Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island, this relentless heat wave shows no signs of backing down anytime soon. The Japan Meteorological Agency has issued urgent public health advisories, specifically warning citizens to take extraordinary precautions against heat-related illnesses, including potentially fatal heat stroke. Now here's the controversial question that's brewing beneath the surface. Are we witnessing isolated weather events? Or are these melting food models actually serving as an unexpected canary in the coal mine for our changing climate? Think about it. When synthetic materials designed to withstand normal outdoor conditions start failing en masse, what does that say about the environment we're creating for ourselves? These plastic food models were never meant to be climate indicators, yet here they are, literally melting before our eyes as a visceral reminder of rising global temperatures. Some climate scientists argue that these dramatic visual examples, like melting restaurant displays, actually serve a crucial purpose in making abstract temperature data tangible and relatable to the general public. Others worry that focusing on such dramatic imagery might overshadow the more serious, long-term implications of sustained extreme heat. So here's the question I'm throwing out to you. Do you think these melting food models represent just another quirky news story about unusual weather? Or are they actually powerful symbols of something much more serious happening to our planet? Are we looking at isolated incidents or early warning signs that we should be taking much more seriously? What's your take? Is Japan's situation a wake-up call for global climate action, or simply an extreme weather event that will pass? The comment section is waiting for your thoughts, and I have a feeling this topic is going to spark some heated debates. Pun absolutely intended. Record heat waves scorched Japan, South Korea, summer 2025 weather update. Imagine waking up to a world where the mercury has skyrocketed, shattering heat records and leaving a trail of sweltering cities in its wake. This is the harsh reality that Japan and South Korea are facing as they struggle to cope with the aftermath of their warmest Junes on record, followed by a scorching July that has left both countries gasping for breath. But here's where it gets interesting. The heat wave shows no signs of abating, with August typically being the hottest month of the year for both nations, and long-term forecast models predicting that temperatures will trend above average throughout the latter part of August and into September. In Japan, the national temperature record was broken on Wednesday, with the city of Tamba in western Honshu reaching a sizzling 41.2 degrees Celsius, and breaking the previous record from 2020 by a mere 0.1 Celsius. On the same day, local temperature records were broken in 39 locations, including in Kyoto, which reached 40 degrees Celsius for the first time, with almost a third of the Japan Meteorological Agency's weather stations reporting highs above 35 Celsius. This is the third year in a row that the July average temperature record has been broken, with July 2025 closing out at 2.89 Celsius above the 1991 to 2020 average. And this is the part that's got everyone talking. The summers of 2023 and 2024 were jointly the warmest recorded in Japan, while 2024 was one of South Korea's warmest years overall, records that could fall by the end of 2025. But what's behind this unprecedented heat wave? Is it a sign of things to come, or just a freak anomaly? The answer, much like the weather, remains uncertain. Meanwhile, in a similarly sweltering South Korea, Seoul had a record-breaking 22 consecutive tropical nights, a term used by the Korea Meteorological Administration, when overnight temperatures fail to fall below 25 Celsius. On Thursday, the minimum overnight temperature in the capital was a stifling 29.3 Celsius. As the people of Japan and South Korea struggle to stay cool, there's some respite on the horizon, with temperatures expected to fall back to climate average by the weekend. However, the question on everyone's mind is, what's in store for the rest of the summer? Will these countries be able to cope with the heat, or will it become a recurring nightmare? The answer, much like the weather forecast, remains to be seen. In a surprising twist, the start of August was unusually wet and chilly for parts of eastern Australia, with complex low-pressure systems to the east of the continent, bringing frequent rain to New South Wales, and large swathes of the eastern coast recording 100 to 200 millimeters since the start of the month, around double the August average. This moist air flowing in from the Tasman Sea collided with colder air already sitting over eastern Australia, resulting in a rare significant snowfall event over higher ground in northern New South Wales and southern Queensland, where as much as 40 centimeters fell in places, the heaviest for at least 20 years. While there was significant disruption, with more than 27,000 homes losing power and about 200 vehicles becoming stranded, the snowfall was a positive experience for many, with snow tourists flocking to affected areas from further afield to enjoy the rare winter wonderland, some of whom came to see snow for the first time in their lives. But here's the thing. As the world grapples with the challenges of climate change, can we expect to see more of these extreme weather events in the future? And how will we adapt to a world where the rules of the weather are constantly changing? The debate is on, and we want to hear from you. Do you think the recent heat wave in Japan and South Korea is a sign of things to come, or just a rare anomaly? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Japan hits record high temperatures. What you need to know. Imagine stepping outside and feeling the scorching heat, as if the sun itself has set up camp in your hometown. That's exactly what's happening in Japan, where temperatures have reached unprecedented levels, leaving experts and citizens alike in a state of shock. But here's where it gets controversial. Japan has just logged not one, but two new record-breaking temperatures in a single day. The mercury soared to a blistering 41.6 degrees Celsius, 106.8 degrees Fahrenheit, and then reached an even higher 41.8 degrees Celsius, 107.2 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the country's meteorological agency. These scorching temperatures in the city of Isesaki, located in southern Gunma Prefecture, shattered previous records, leaving many wondering what this means for the future. But this is the part most people miss. This isn't just a one-off event. Last month was declared the hottest since records began in 1898, with the average monthly temperature a staggering 2.89 degrees Celsius above the 1991 to 2020 average. And this heat wave isn't limited to Japan. Neighboring South Korea also experienced its second hottest July on record, with an average temperature of 27.1 degrees Celsius, 80.8 degrees Fahrenheit. As temperatures continue to rise, experts are sounding the alarm. Japan's beloved cherry trees are blooming earlier, sometimes not fully blossoming due to the warmer climate. The famous snow cap of Mount Fuji was absent for the longest recorded period last year, a clear sign that something is amiss. The human impact is also profound. Heatstroke alerts have been issued in 44 of Japan's 47 prefectures. The elderly, who make up a significant portion of the population, are particularly at risk. And it's not just Japan. Western Europe saw its hottest June on record, with extreme temperatures causing widespread heat stress and a significant increase in projected death tolls. But what's causing this extreme weather? Climate change is creating increasingly erratic weather patterns, and Japan is no exception. As temperatures continue to soar, the question on everyone's mind is, what can we do to mitigate this crisis? And this is the part that really gets people talking. Is it time for governments and individuals to take more drastic action to combat climate change, or are we already doing enough? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As we navigate this unprecedented heat wave, one thing is clear. The world is changing, and we must adapt to survive. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay informed.